descend into our hearts. Purify our hearts, O God. Purify our hearts, O God. Purify our hearts, O God. Expand light within the seat of the soul. Expand light in the heart chakra and the secret chamber of the heart. Come forth, O legions of white fire and blue lightning. Beloved Lanello and K-17, beloved Cyclopea, come forth in this hour. Let the all-seeing eye of God pierce now unreality. Pierce those who would move against the nations. Let light descend. Oh, let light descend. Oh, let light descend. In the Ancient of Days, we send our appeal. We appeal to you, Sanat Kumara, holy Kumaras. Come forth now for the binding of the laggards, the fallen ones, the dweller on the threshold of all those who move against the Godhead. O light of fire of central sun, descend now. Descend into this nation under God and in every nation upon earth. Bind the fallen angels. Bind those who have no right to enter in and be the spoilers in every nation. Let them be bound, seven mighty Elohim of God. To that end we give our calls together in this hour.
Welcome to the heart of the Holy Kumaras, to the Divine Mother. Welcome to Soul Journey from darkness into the light of the new day. We have our work cut out for us this evening, and we would like to welcome all those who are on our patch tonight. Albuquerque, Austin, Bergen, Norway, Chicago, Calgary, Copenhagen, Dallas, Dayton, Denver, Detroit, Indianapolis, Kansas City, London, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, Montreal, New York, Ottawa, Philadelphia, Phoenix, Pittsburgh, Porto Alegre, Sacramento, San Antonio, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, Washington, St. Louis, Missouri, Toronto, Canada, and Washington, D.C.
all-seeing eye of God we come. Through that eye we send forth needle rays.
into the cause and core of the destructive ones. We enlist you, beloved, fervently to see to it that you give your calls to Cyclopea weekly. If you can come together and give 144 decrees to Cyclopea, I say to you, we shall be able to thwart many an attempt at the destruction of all that liberty holds for this nation, all that Saint Germain has given, and all hopes for a world of peace may be dashed if you do not do this, beloved. The outrage of the 7 archangels descends, and the power of the ruby ray that you have invoked will work much. Miracles of the ruby ray are called for, and the all-seeing eye of God must be with you. Know that that eye can penetrate any area of the world. Trust your own communion. Trust then, and that trust lies in obedience, the obedience of the joy of God, whereby you become truly the watchman on the wall of the Lord. There are many areas in the world, and we have almost numberless numbers who are a part of that which we give. These legions in the cosmic secret service come for the defense of the righteousness of every nation, of its leaders, of its people. Those who are the unrighteous must be removed, and you must call for their judgment and the reduction of the evil within their temples, within their chakras. Many in the earth in this hour are the fallen ones. For one reason or another they are not taken, the most important reason being, beloved, that it requires far more calls and fiats on your part. To bring forth the judgment of the laggard evolutions whose time is up is surely your commitment for the remainder of this year and moving on to the next. Let the white fire of God descend. Do not fear to receive that fire in your chakras. Sometimes it is necessary to receive the fire and to be burned and to be consumed by it, only to find oneself having purged much debris of the centuries. There is no victory without pain, therefore embrace it. Embrace pain until you have resolved its cause and core in your being. Let the violet flame dance and sing with you, but forget not to take serious these evil ones, those who have nothing to lose and everything to gain by causing riots, by blowing up public buildings in this country, creating havoc throughout the world. They, beloved, shall pass in to the nothingness and the void, for they have nothing within themselves, having long ago lost the threefold flame. We come therefore, and we summon our legions. We summon you also to make the calls at the altar while our legions go forth, as you know, almost at the physical level, to enter in, to bind these hordes, and to remove them. Thus, we have summoned the Elohim Циклопея for this dictation, for it is the Elohim of God who may sweep through the earth and remove from it every single life stream whose time is up, who has burned out his threefold flame, who has no longer reason for being, for that time is decreed by the keeper of the scrolls. If you will call daily to the keeper of the scrolls for the binding, the judgment, and the removal from this planet of these fallen ones, you may avert planetary cataclysm and disaster. Understand, beloved, that the evil forces in the earth must not have the preponderance of the weight, but the balance of the scales must be in favor of the light bearers. Since you know individual by individual may not have
the fullness of the causal body of light. Know then that you can call to the causal bodies of Elohim, the holy Kumaras, and the entire lineage of Sanat Kumara. You may call upon these, beloved, for their causal bodies can easily stand upon the nothingness of those in the earth who have not built their causal bodies, who have no contact with the I Am presence, have long ago departed from their Christ self, and they will not bend the knee and enter into the heart of the Divine Mother. O beloved ones, those who move against God and the Godhead in the earth, they shall come to naught. Therefore recognize that in the rings upon rings of your causal bodies and the many thousands of years you have been on earth, that you have accrued to your causal bodies a tremendous momentum. Now give the angels, the archangels, all those who are the ascended masters, the entire spirit of the great white brotherhood, give the essence of your causal body to them, so that the weight of light might be greater than the weight of darkness. This is where the scales are, beloved. Therefore draw from your causal body and do not fear to give what you have, for it is easily and instantly replenished. For you work the works of God with it. There is a magnification, there is a geometrization, there is a plurality of white fire bursting from the hearts of those who are the servants of God. Go after then fanaticism in religion, in politics, and in all manner of activities by those whose egos have replaced the Christ self. O beloved, we would say, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, yet they know at inner levels what they do. And thus they know that their time is soon up, and thus they move about, beloved, almost as in a raging insanity, to gain importance, to gain recognition. You see, each time you see these ones who are outside the fringes of reality, they are constantly proud that they can wreak havoc, that they can cause turmoil, whether they come from the Middle East or this nation itself. Those who move against the light do so because they desire that intense recognition just before they literally go up in flames, for their time is up. If you will look at the mighty action of the 7 rays, please understand, beloved, that the power of Cyclopea and the all-seeing eye of God is the ultimate power to bring to justice and to divine judgment these fallen ones. It is sickening to us, beloved, to have to report to you and show you on the news what horrendous life streams there are, and how they have considered how they might become great stars for a moment, and then dissipate, and then burn themselves out for that moment of glory. How can it be, beloved, that there is such insanity? Well, I will tell you, part of that insanity, excluding that which I have already said, has to do with the sugars that are taken in, the alcohol, the red meats, the substances that truly cause the brain to be greatly burdened and bodies to be burdened, and therefore individuals know not how to see clearly. The perception of reality is called for, and I ask you to call for that God reality. For without God reality, how can you know the way to go? The balance is now to the right, the balance is now to the left. How can you be victors on this plane? Only if you are victors in your own soul, in your own being. To know the Lord thy God, to know the Lord who is the Holy Spirit in your midst, to know the great beings of light, this is reality. To know that your causal body can be multiplied at will,
simply by the asking and the prayer to Gautama Buddha, the Lord of the world, to Sanat Kumara. That multiplication, beloved, is the action of fire that can indeed purge these fallen ones. You know that there are centers throughout the world where more laggards may be than in other centers. That is because they have come together in their space, in their territory, and thus there is a weight of heavy darkness in the Middle East, in Africa, and other areas of the world. Recognize this, beloved. Recognize it. Recognize your God presence. We show you now the image and likeness of God in whom you were made. Contemplate the joyous presence, the loving smile, the reassuring, comforting presence of your mighty I Am. Let the I Am that I Am dwell in you. Deny it not. Listen. Listen to its currents. Listen to its love. Listen to cosmic purpose and fulfill it. Ye are not mortals, but immortals. You are becoming immortals, beloved. And if you are ever to be 100% immortal, you must claim your immortality in increments, day by day by day. Come forth, O blessed ones, now. Commune with the I Am that I Am, as we together enter the outer rings of the great, great silence. Your presence is smiling at you. Smile to the presence. Introduce yourself. Bow low before the living God. Brahman, individualized as your supreme self. Know the joy. Know the joy of the Lord Jesus Christ, your holy Christ self. Know the joy of victory. Know what you are about. Know what you want to accomplish. Set forth and do it. Do it. Call upon the Lord and he will answer you. Call to your mighty I Am presence to descend upon you, and your holy Christ self may usher you into that throne room. Or the holy Christ self might say to you, you are not ready to be bonded to your I Am presence. I will assist you. I will show you why you cannot come nearer to God than you are. All things are in a state of flux. All things come to resolution. As you look at the years ahead, seek resolution with all life. Seek resolution above all with your holy Christ self. Would to God that we could have you recognize by clear seeing that you can, today, tomorrow, next week, and every day of the rest of your life, you can walk the earth as the Christed one, as one with your holy Christ self. Should this not be your calling, beloved? Should it not be your calling? Of course it should. How can you take your ascension if you do not feel comfortable in the presence of your holy Christ self? Why, if you are not comfortable in the presence of the divine mediator whom God has given you, how can you ever be comfortable in the presence of the I Am that I Am? How do you plan to make your ascension? When, where, why? When will you know that you can scrape even the pillars of eternity, even the vastness of a cosmos? How do you enter in? Surely death is not the way, but everlasting life must be one fought for. All of the descents you have ever made, on various continents, in this world and some in other worlds. All of you are descending into lower levels of consciousness. Those records must be rolled up as a scroll. How do you roll them up as a scroll? You roll them up with a violet flame, with rejoicing, with a sense of security that God is blessing you, for you are doing what is called for. Blessed ones, we come to tell you that while there are those who are dead and dying and empty, yet there are those, beloved, who are ascending. Follow them. Yes, follow them. Only you can make your ascension. It will not just happen. You have to decide that you will do it, and that when you come to the ultimate day of days of your life, when it is time to take that leap into the heart of the great central sun, that you will be ready, you will be called, and you will answer. Here am I, Lord. I have come to thy throne of glory. O Lord, receive me now. Receive me. Thus, beloved, be prepared to stand before the lords of karma, to show what you have wrought selflessly with purity of heart. Be prepared to say, these are my works, O God, and these are my prayers. These are my communions in the spirit of the living word. O God, receive me. I have fought the good fight. I desire to win, and I know I cannot win without you. So, beloved, every step for the rest of your life is an ascending step, if you will it. Not a backward step, not going down the ladder and up again, retracing and retracing elements of the human consciousness, reaching for the star of the I Am Presence, then going back into the human consciousness again. This is a dilly-dallying way to think of life. Blessed ones, we say it again. Only you can make your ascension. It will not happen simply because you say it will happen. You must strive. You must intensify. You must accelerate. When a messenger accelerates the decrees, as she has done this night, take instruction from that. The acceleration of atoms, cells, and electrons in the body, throwing off the debris of centuries, casting it into the violet flame, that is what the path is all about. That is what Saint Germain has given to you. I bid you come to the heart of the messenger and learn what it means to make your ascension. Learn how to make your ascension. Learn what will absolutely stop you from making your ascension, and learn what will absolutely bring you to your very knees before the living God. We speak in levels and octaves. From the lowest level of terrorists, bombings, killings, maiming, life that is broken, hearts that are broken, and we take you to the moment of your ascension. Time and space is not a journey on a highway, but it is of the journey of the soul within. And the soul within must become immortal. There is no immortality unless the soul gain that immortality, and this always comes through the Holy Christ self. Now from these days to Gautama Buddha's message on New Year's Eve, clean up the karma of the year, beloved. The messenger has shown you at the end of Summit University this August what it is, beloved. It is the cosmic clock and the momentum you need to have to begin at the 12 o'clock line, to descend to the 6, and still have momentum left, whereby you can rise back to the 12 o'clock line. If you cannot do this, beloved, then every year of your life you will have substances of karma that you have not balanced. You must undo this. You must have enough wind in your sails, enough violet flame in the seat of the soul chakra to raise the sacred fire of God within you. For it is through the heart and the secret chamber of the heart that you shall finally shuffle off this mortal coil. That coil is not in the lower chakras. It is in the secret chamber of the heart. Thus your holy Christ self shall escort you to that throne room of glory, and you may tarry there many, many a year before you attain that union. Thus, beloved, let there be a constant drumbeat that you hear with the inner ear, and the drumbeat is the marching, marching, marching of the soldiers of the cross, the soldiers of the Sacred Heart, legions of the ruby ray, until ultimately, beloved, you find yourself centered in the heart of Elohim Astrea and purity. For you have for so long called upon them, beloved, that you but need send the call to Astrea's legions, to Astrea and purity, and see how the fire descends to consume the substances that simply slow you down, decelerate you to the point where if you maintain that lackadaisical level, you will be here many, many lifetimes. So you see, it is not because you are at Maitreya's mystery school. It is not because you did do this or that. What is all important and key, beloved, is the acceleration. If you cannot accelerate until you are whirling, until you feel the atoms, the molecules in your body accelerating, you must realize that you are not near to your ascension. Acceleration is the key. You live in mortal bodies. If you would extricate yourselves from these bodies, then you must know the meaning of acceleration. Thinking faster, moving faster, acting faster. Let the mind be brilliant, for you have the mind of God. We seal you. We are very close to you. We watch with you. Call to the Elohim Циклопея and know that you shall have your victory if you want that victory more than anything else in this entire universe. We send you, beloved. Go for it and bind these fallen ones by the power of the spoken word, God given to you in the beginning. Exercise it and see planetary change. We shall return, and we trust that you also shall return to our meeting place in King Arthur's